Taoist Magic Talk Show brought to you by Taoist Master Ji Sifu and King Dragon Taoism. ผู้亮天尊 Hi everyone, welcome back to the show. This is your Ji Sifu right here. Today is another Taoism and Taoist Magic Talk Show. Today's topic is, are religions outdated? Do we still need religion? Like, have we advanced to a certain stage that we should move on and just ditch whatever there is in the past and go with the modern way, the science, the facts, the whatever, right? Okay, this is a good topic because it leads to explaining what is religion. So, religion or religions started when we all started. Like, it doesn't matter where you are, right? As long as you're a human being. Maybe it's like back then with the cavemen or the tribes or whatever, right? They all have their own form of religion. How did it get started? Okay, first of all, religion is a very old thing. Like, is it old? Not really. Well, if you start a religion now, right? Like you start a new religion now, it's not old, it's new. So, yeah. It's not old. It's actually something that we do naturally as human beings. So all human beings can potentially do it. Just like we can all walk, we can all cook, we can all draw, right? It's just that the form of us doing it changes over time. You think about it this way. Can you say cooking has been pretty old already? Like we have been cooking like that for quite a long time, using fire, boiling or whatever, right? We have been doing it like since thousands of years ago. It's old. Is it outdated? Should we all just ditch that kind of cooking and go like, okay, from now on we're just gonna like microwave stuff, or we're just going to eat pills or whatever, right? Are we just going to ditch all the cooking? What about drawing? You know, back in the old days, we have drawings. We start drawing like symbols, and then we invented symbols, we invented words, and today we're still doing it. Is that outdated? We walk every day, right? We use our body in many different ways. Martial art, dancing, right? Playing games. Those have been going on for thousands of years. But today, are they outdated? So if you think those are not outdated, like sport, playing with a ball or something like that, right? Those are like games that we play many, many years ago. It exists a long time ago. Yes, the form, the rules, the way you play it, the equipment and everything might changes over time. But it doesn't mean that it's outdated, like, you know, it's not useful anymore and people stop doing it. Not like that. Religion is also something like that. So how can religion be outdated? Now the fact is, people don't realize religion has changed. Like the form of religion has changed. Well, yeah, you see there are like Christian, Catholic, Buddhism, Muslim, Taoism, all that stuff out there, right? Those are still there. But you don't realize, everyone, you are falling into some kind of like quote quote religion without even realizing you are falling into that religion stuff. Religious stuff. Okay, let me give you an example. A lot of people believe in science. They don't know science. You see, they believe in science and they will do a lot of things. For example, there's this hype about people talking about like the EMF things. like elect electromagnetic field, and then they're like saying, "Oh, those EMF, the energy, the stuff coming out of your electronics are actually harmful." So there's this hype. People started doing things like they say, "Oh, using this kind of material, you can kind of block it, kind of like filter out or block it or whatever, right?" So they started like putting a sticker here, a sticker there, and then they buy the fabric for their beds, or maybe even I have seen there's a product that is sold to pregnant women, and there's this fabric they claim it will block the EMF and things like that, so it's better for your child. Well, obviously there are a lot of people who don't know about this, right? Like the average normal people, they don't know that much about these. So they also had a child, and it seems like they can give birth to a child no problem, even they're around electronics all the time. But these people who believe in the EMF stuff, they do so much, and then they give birth to a child. Maybe it's okay, maybe it's still not okay. Well, who knows? Who knows how much is actually affecting? You don't know. There's no way to actually really get some fact out of this stuff. You may say, well, yeah, they're like statistic, they're like lab tests, but you know what? It's not the first time. Science, they have been coming up with like false information all the time. And then after a while, they started to like slap their own face or own mouth and say, "Oh, this that we have said a long time ago was actually wrong. It's like this now." I'm not sure if you are old enough to be in that hype, but people are so used to saying, every day you can only eat 2 eggs. If you eat more, it's going to be bad for you, and so on. Oh, yeah, and eventually that is not true. There's a lot of things that is not true, but people believe it. I, myself, is not a very good science student, so I'm not like going to throw out all the facts and numbers to you, but I have to tell you that there are a lot of people online right now telling people that, do you know that like the normal people used to say this is good for health, and it's actually bad for you. Yesterday I was watching a guy talking about like eating oatmeal for breakfast is actually bad for you. It stops your body from absorbing some whatever nutrients. Oh well, I'm like, wow. Be it true or not, but it's kind of like eye-opening, because people have been trying really hard to like upkeep their health by eating these things, and now they're like, oh, this is actually not good for you, right? Oh wow. But again, who knows if this is right or wrong, right? It could be right. So, wow, eye-opening. But after a while, maybe it's actually wrong. I don't know. No one can prove it. I cannot prove it myself, right? So, you see, a lot of us are actually believing in science. We put our faith in science, and we don't know about it. Especially the space science. People talk about there are like planets, stars, and the earth is flat or round, that kind of debate that has been like going on for so long. But those people who are actually talking about it, have they actually like got up there themselves and take a look at what's around it? No, seriously, it's like, it's really hard to imagine how it is like. So you go onto YouTube, right? And then you search GoPro in space or something in space, right? And you see a lot of videos. People have been attaching their GoPros and sport cameras and fly them up with an air balloon or something like that, and they will show you what it is like above the cloud level, above where the plane travels. So you take a look at that as like, wow, it's totally not like what NASA have been showing us. How come it's like that? I don't know. Well, yeah. Boom. So What is real? What is not? Who knows? Right? A lot of us have been believing in a lot of science or quote fact that we don't even know. So science is kind of like a religion for a lot of people. They put their faith into it and believe that it will be something that help them. Of course, I'm not saying science is fake, okay? Science also have their value and a lot of good stuff for us. For example, right now we have internet, we have Wi-Fi, computer, all that is thanks to science, right? And science like the health and nutrition stuff, but they do work to a certain level, why not, right? They do help, but it's just that a lot of people are actually believing it instead of like they actually know the fact. So if you take a look at this mindset, humans are more naturally inclined toward the I believe without needing to actually know kind of method, compared to like I have to learn it and then understand it and get all the facts myself and then I believe it. We don't. So what is that kind of belief? That is faith. That is faith. You're putting your faith into things. Faith is a blind belief. You don't need to understand. You don't need proof and evidence. You just believe. Oh, but they say, the lab tests and there's like these numbers and the statistic. How do you know those are actually real? They say, according to that many people in this country, that many people is like reacting to this medicine. Okay, I never got any survey that asked me for my reaction, right? The people I know never had a chance to even bump into someone and ask, oh, can you please fill in this survey? No one. So where did that number came from? I don't know. Right? I just believe it. Because why? Because, they must be right. You just believe. That is faith. You don't realize that? Right? What is religion? Religion is you put your faith into something. You rely on it for your life. There's this guideline or like a ruler, in life. How should I live my life? That is the purpose of a religion. And if you believe in science as like it is your religion, then you'll be like, okay, whatever science say, that's what I'm going to go by, and that's how I am going to eat, that's how I'm going to sleep, that's how I'm going to live my life. Science have become your religion. You might think that, religion as in like Buddhism, Taoism, those things are outdated. I don't live like that. Okay. You don't realize that you have been living a life with another religion named science. Science itself could be not a religion or only a religion, but you have been treating it like that. And that's why a lot of people have fallen into this religious side of science. You don't realize that, right? You don't even know. Like these things that science have been saying, they have been telling us, we just believe it. There was this guy famous for making videos on YouTube. He's a Chinese with I don't know, is that his girlfriend or wife or partner, but couple there are always making videos talking about this interesting fact, and they love to like link up things with science, aliens, and all that stuff. Well, this guy have been telling people, you know what, like the 5G tower is like that, and the 4G tower is like that, and so because in the past the signal is like beams out like this, that's why everyone around this tower will get the signal. Okay. And then yesterday, I saw another guy who actually studied this subject, like the engineering stuff, right? And he's like, it doesn't work like that. This guy getting viral, lots of views, telling people about how 4G, 5G, those towers, how the signal works. And he was spreading out so much, like, quote, fact to people. And then this professional with very little view, he only have like a few hundred views compared to the other guy is like totally viral, right? Millions of views. this guy who knows what he's talking about shows you. You know what? The actual tower is like this. There are like three different panels that shoot out the signal to three different sides of the tower. It's not one thing that radiates out like that. So what he's saying is totally wrong. But you know what? A lot of people just watch this viral video. The louder one actually spreads out the stuff that people will believe. And after like 10 years, everyone is like talking with those so-called facts and believe that is how it is. Scary shit, right? Yeah. In this world, there's like a lot of people like that. They spread out a lot of wrong information and we just believe it. It became like a religion, right? You put your faith into it, you believe it. Wow. So, again, back to the topic. Is religion outdated? No, it's not outdated. It's never going to be outdated. It just changes in form. It changes. Even if you say, oh, I don't believe science too. I believe in money. Okay. You still believe in like the way how you do business, you do trade, you put your faith into that formula and believe that will bring you the money. You believe and then you do it. You don't see fact. Sometimes there's like a lot of fact, like, oh, according to statistics, a lot of people, well, yeah, but somehow it didn't work on me, like according to the numbers, a lot of people, big percentage can do it. It's just that you fall into the little percentage that cannot do it. Darn, right? That happened. So, you see, the purpose of religion is to give us a way to live our life. You choose. What religion do you want? What do you want to rely on for your life? Now that leads to, if someone asks me, why do I choose Taoism, right, over the other things? Well, I believe in science too. I believe, in science as in like, everyday life stuff. But to a certain extent, like things like they talk about space science and all that crazy stuff. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to like strongly go against them, but I don't know, right? I just remain in that zone. Like, I don't know. You say whatever you want to say, right? I'm not going to touch you. That's fine. But why do I choose Taoism? It's because of one thing. In Chinese, it's called yun fan. Yun fan is like you just have that connection. It's a feeling like you're just connected to it, and it brings you to a very clear path. For me, a very clear path is I want to know. When I was young, right? I wanted to know: is there anything beyond this physical world, like the ghost, the spirit? Is that actually real? I want to know about that. And Taoism brought me to all the answers that I've been looking for. That's why science cannot. So I choose Taoism for my religion because I feel that it is actually bringing me somewhere and it has what I need. So that's why. And in my next talk show, I want to talk about like how I actually got started into Taoism and what has Taoism brought me to so far. So stay tuned for the next episode. We will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.